You've heard of rainmakers, right? But did you know there was once a man in ancient Oyo who could actually call down the rain? They called him the Rainmaker of Oyo, a man whose power could save a kingdom or destroy it. Long ago, when the Oyo Empire was at the height of its glory, a terrible drought struck the land. For months the sky burned like fire, the rivers turned to dust, the farms withered, the people cried, and even the drums of the palace grew silent. The king, the great Alafin of Oyo, sent his messengers across the land, begging priests, diviners, and medicine men to bring back the rain. But none succeeded. Offerings were made, sacrifices were given, yet the heavens remained closed. One morning, as the sun rose over the parched earth, an old man appeared at the palace gates. He carried nothing but a carved wooden staff and wore a simple cloth over his shoulder. The guards tried to stop him, but he looked at them and said, "If the gods still remember Oyo, let me speak to the sky." The news spread quickly. The king called him into the palace. The chiefs and elders gathered, whispering among themselves. Some laughed, saying the old man must be mad. But desperation makes even kings listen. The man's name was Olu-Ade. Some said he was once a royal priest who had defied the palace. Others said he was a wanderer, touched by the spirits of the forest. But no one knew for sure. The king looked at him and said, "If you can truly bring back the rain, do it. And whatever you ask, I will grant." Olu-Ade bowed his head and walked to the open courtyard. The people followed, silent and afraid. He planted his staff in the ground, lifted his hands to the sky, and said in a voice that echoed through the air, "Spirits of the sky, spirits of the earth, if I have ever served you faithfully, hear me now. Bring back the rain." The people waited. Nothing happened, not a sound, not a cloud, only the hot, empty wind. The chiefs began to laugh. Some spat on the ground, but Olu-Ade did not move. He sat there cross-legged beside his staff, whispering ancient words long into the night. By morning, the people had grown tired of watching him. The king turned away in disappointment. But as dawn began to rise, something happened. A single drop of water fell from the sky, right onto the king's stool. The guards froze. Another drop followed. Then another. And before anyone could breathe, thunder cracked across the heavens. The clouds opened and the sky poured out its heart. Rain fell, wild, heavy, endless. The people shouted with joy. They danced barefoot in the mud, lifting their hands to the sky. The drums began to beat again. Children laughed. Farmers knelt and cried. The land had been reborn. The king, soaked in rain, called for Olu-Ade. But when the guards looked, the old man was gone. Hours later, they found only his staff standing in the same spot he had planted it, lightning scorched and smoking. The Alafin bowed his head and said, "Let no one ever forget who truly owns the sky." And from that day, whenever the first rain falls in Oyo, the elders say quietly, "The Rainmaker has spoken again." So tell me, do you think Olu-Ade truly had the power of the gods, or did he simply understand the secret of nature better than anyone else? Subscribe for more stories like these.